Wow. I thought the Jets would have at least put up a little bit of a fight, but man, seems like that team has really given up. Seems like it's not even just the quarterback position. It seems like Demaryius Thomas really didn't make a difference in this game. I mean, I don't even want to really go over the whole Jets offense, but goddamn, Le'Veon Bell was used so damn much in this game. I was like, Jesus Christ. I mean, the guy just took off a whole year to get a contract and go to a team that he wanted to go to, but my God. I mean, this was just crazy. 31-6, blowout. Like I said, I expected at least a little bit of a fight from being 0-3. You would think like a team like that would be 0-3 and it was backed up into a corner, would at least want to throw a few punches, but they took a lot of punches from the Eagles. 10 sacks. 10. We came into this game with 3 sacks, and the Eagles get 10 for the day. Okay? Brandon Graham had 3 sacks. Vinny Curry had a sack. Derek Barnett had a sack. Deshaun Hall had a sack. Hassan Ridgeway had a sack. You name it, everybody got a sack. Except for Fletcher Cox. I don't even know what to say about it, really. Rodney McLeod on defense had a really good day. He really did. He got a pick, which is absolutely amazing. Rodney McLeod was making tackles. They used him on a lot of blitzes today. Jim Schwartz was using the crap out of him today. It's really nice to see Rodney McLeod get back into the groove and what he's doing, because I didn't know how back to normal he was going to be coming back from his injury, his torn ACL or whatever he had. But Rodney McLeod played lights out today. Orlando Scandrick, pick 6, literally took it out of Luke Falk's hands. Blitzed, took it out of Luke Falk's hands and literally ran for a touchdown. And Orlando Scandrick was just picked off the street, this past week. Okay, he didn't make the team. He came back. And on top of everything else, you had Craig James, the practice squad corner, moved up to the active roster. He was in the game today. Sidney Jones I don't even think Sidney Jones had reps today at all. I think he was on the sideline most of the game. As I recall, I really don't remember seeing Sidney Jones unless maybe he was in for a few plays. I don't know. And Ryan Lewis, another guy that we moved from practice squad that we acquired last week from the Patriots practice squad to the active roster. We had 2 practice squad corners on this roster this week and for this game. Craig James was covering Demaryius Thomas. Demaryius Thomas dropped a wide open ball. Craig James did a pretty good job on Demaryius Thomas. You'd think for a savvy vet like Demaryius Thomas, he would make a difference. I know he's coming off an injury. He's just getting back into the groove of things. But Craig James, let him catch a 5. I think he caught like a 6-7 yard pass, and Craig James didn't let him hit the first down marker, tackled him beforehand. So it was nice to see him contribute. But Demaryius Thomas, couldn't do a damn thing against Craig James at all. And Craig James is a nobody off the street, I don't know where the hell they got Craig James from, but really couldn't do a damn thing. Okay. Malcolm Jenkins was in his safety spot most of the game. They didn't even move Malcolm to corner at all, which was pretty nice to see because they really wanted to see what they get out of these young guys, these 2 practice squad corners that we have. I don't know if Ryan Lewis did anything, but I know Craig James was covering Demaryius Thomas for a good amount of time. I think the linebackers covered pretty good. Zach Brown was pretty good in coverage today, didn't do a bad job. And this defense just put the offense in really good positions, really did. And we scored a good 14 points, really quick. And we had the Jordan Howard touchdown. Jordan Howard was running like a bull today. The holes were open. The offensive line was playing pretty good. And then Miles Sanders, they gave some east and west handoffs to Miles Sanders. Didn't really work out too well. And then they started putting Miles Sanders in the passing game. He caught like a 30-yard pass today, a 30-yard pass up the sideline, which was pretty good. And they did that against the Detroit Lions. They did pretty much the same play. And Miles Sanders had 1 or 2 good runs up the middle. But Jordan Howard did a really good job. Pound the rock with Jordan Howard, tire out that defensive line. Quinnen Williams, Leonard Williams, they really didn't do much today. They stopped the run a good amount of times. They're top 10, top 15 in the run. I forgot what they rank in the run. They're like top 10, top 15. So they have something to show. But offensively, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot a little bit. Okay, we threw a deep pass that Nelson Aguilar had two catches today. One that he actually got pretty good, decent yards, first down, which I was happy about. Second time, Wentz threw a deep bomb to Nelson Aguilar. He pretty much beat Trumaine Johnson, that deadbeat corner that signed with the Jets after coming from the Rams a few years back on a big $72 million deal. Trumaine Johnson got burnt. Nelson Aguilar was just passing him. That football that Wentz threw was in a perfect spot, all the way down the field. And Trumaine Johnson held him for 2 seconds, and he let him go to slow him down. So he couldn't get to the ball, and it wasn't Nelson Aguilar's fault. He was held, and that ball was in a perfect spot for a touchdown. The Eagles should have scored at least 40 points on this team today. There was a lot of points left on the board, a lot of points left off the board in this game. I thought the Eagles started to play a little sloppy. I got to say, Doug Peterson is happy with this win, but Doug is not. Doug's happy because of the win, but Doug's not happy with how sloppy this Eagles team played. They played sloppy, and they're lucky they played the Jets today because, honestly, there was illegal chop block by Darren Sproles. There was holding calls. There was illegal linemen down the field. Jason Peters did that. There was penalties in this game. There really was. And there was some, I watched a lot of games, today, and there was a lot of bullshit calls all day today. And it's always going to be like that. Both teams of every matchup get screwed regardless. Doug actually challenged that pass to Nelson Aguilar. That was a holding call, but apparently it wasn't enough to really overturn it too much. So we missed points on that. Zach Ertz had a touchdown. I thought Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, 2 tight end sets. It did pretty well. Dallas Goedert is tough. He's tough to bring down. Grabs the ball 4 yards behind the first down marker. Still on his feet and fighting for those extra yards, getting the first down. No Deshaun Jackson, so no deep threat. We didn't need him for this game. I didn't think we needed Fletcher Cox for this game, to be honest with you. But everybody really showed up. Offensive line, played pretty good. They played well. They scored over 30 points. So, you know what? I was expecting at least 30 points from this team today. They did a really good job. But they played sloppy. They did. They played really sloppy. It wasn't sharp football. It wasn't, this team should have went over 40 points, at least hit 40 points on this Jets team today. A lot of points left on the board, left off the board. And you know what? I'm going to take the W regardless of what what this whole thing is. But we got the W, and that's all that matters, really. It was a pretty good day today. Cowboys lose to the Packers. A pretty close game at the end. But we're tied in the division now, 3-2 with the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys are pretty much on top regardless because they have extra division wins, of course. But we haven't played any other division opponent yet besides the Redskins. So, but other than that, guys, it was a pretty good game. The Jets look like they've just given up. They have weapons and they don't even know how to use them. I know Luke Falk's at quarterback, but the offensive line, they were missing a starting guard, a starting tackle. That hurt them a lot today. They lost another defensive lineman today during the game. And the pretty good thing about the Eagles, what they did today, especially we're coming out of this game healthy, and that's the big thing. I think Darren Sproles left with a little bit of a quad injury, whatever that is. I'm not even worried about that. Other than that, the Eagles came out of this game healthy, and that's all that matters because, we stayed healthy during this game, and I was really happy. And it looked like the guys were having a really good time, and they were taking care of business, especially at home, which is pretty good. So the Jets have never beat the Eagles ever in franchise history. So the Eagles are 11-0 against the New York Jets, and the Jets are still not beating the Eagles to this day. So the one thing I can take out of this game is that offensively, we stayed on the field, scored points, we ran the ball, we wasted a lot of time. Wentz had a good game, but there were certain times where guys weren't even open. And some of the times this pass rush, I got a little scared at one point because Wentz did get tackled. He got bent backwards. His leg was under somebody else, and he bent all the way backwards. Kind of scared me a little bit, but he's fine. He took some late shots in this game. But I'm telling you, Defense did it all today. They really did. I mean, you pretty much had a pick six for Orlando Scandrick. Oh, and the pick six with Nate Gary. Can't forget that one. I almost forgot that one. One of the most important ones that really set everything up. The Jets made it obvious. Like, they spread everybody out on third down, and I think it was third down. And they pretty much, I saw it coming that Le'Veon was going to get the ball. And they already had a corner on him, and then the linebacker came right over, and Nate Gary came over and picked that ball off right in front of Le'Veon Bell. Which I was really happy for Nate Gary. He's been working really hard. And, I'm very happy with this linebacker group. I don't think, we have the youngest group in the world, but Nate Gary is one of the most young guys we do have on this team besides him and Camu. Zach Brown is getting up there, he's 29, 30 years old, and Nigel Bradham's over 30. So it was nice to see the defense make plays. I mean, this is what I said before the game. Before the game, I said, at least if they get at least one sack, I'll be happy. And they got 10. 10 sacks in one game. Absolutely amazing. That's the most I've ever seen the Eagles. I think I've seen the Eagles probably get sacks on one team probably 8 or 9 times, but 10, that's in the double digits right there, and that's crazy. It was nice seeing Deshaun Hall get after it. Josh Sweat, Josh Sweat cut his dreads, by the way. I didn't really notice, but never mind. But him getting a sack. Derek Barnett. And Brandon Graham had 3 to himself. Vinny Curry. I mean, you name it. Everybody got in this game and really did a good job. And I could watch these highlights over and over again. The Jets were not a good team. The Jets were not a good team coming in here. I would have thought that they would have put up a little bit of a fight. But unfortunately, Adam Gase, I don't know. Because that play calling was, the Eagles saw it from a mile away. And, it is what it is. I think the defensive line did a good job. I think we're starting to see what this defensive line can do. This is without Malik Jackson. This is without Timmy Jernigan at defensive tackle right now. So you're very thin at defensive tackle. You're very thin at the corner position, obviously. And obviously, the road down, the road after this game, down the hill is really not that easy, okay? You're not going to see games like this anymore. This is going to be that's the easiest game that they had this year. And this is going to be the only easy game they're going to have this year, okay? But I was expecting the Eagles to stay on the field, like I said in my last rant, and put points on the board. And as long as they do that, I didn't think the defense was going to make this many plays today. I really didn't. All right, because we're the Eagles, and sometimes this shit does not go our way. With 2 practice squad corners, I didn't think any of this was going to happen. I thought Luke Falk would at least... Luke Falk is actually a pretty accurate quarterback. The problem is he doesn't know how to move. He doesn't know how to throw the ball out of the pocket, and he panics like crazy. And then he got hurt, and then Thales came in, their other quarterback that they have, and couldn't even do it. And to the point where we put McCown in and everything, we put Josh McCown in and let Wentz rest because there was no point. We were up by friggin' 5 scores, so it doesn't really matter. Other than that, it was a good game. I can't complain. Leave a comment in the comment section below your favorite moment during this game and what you were really happy about it. So now we have to go to work. We've got the Vikings next Sunday, and we need to go to work. It's not going to be easy next week. I know they just beat the New York Giants, but not going to be easy. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys later. Shakes going up. Fly, let's fly.